Okay. The internet can totally see you now. I'm hoping I'm actually live though, because I was streaming to nobody for a few minutes. Lots of good tree jokes. You might be able to hear my daughter is not too happy with the bedtime situation. So let's see how that goes. Okay, how's everybody doing? Oh no, I can hear both my daughters crying at the moment. Who knows what you can pick up. But anyways, okay. So sound level's okay. I can see my thing going up and down. Stream quality looks okay. Hey Tyler, how's it going? That's good. Tyler works with me for the summer. He's a good kid. Yeah. Okay, great. Let's jump into it. Right. So, the thumbnail was all the parts. I will never be able to fit them under my webcam. Desk plus me. That doesn't look like desk plus me. That just looks like desk. I've obviously taken myself out of the equation at some stage. Logitech me with an overlay. Boom, like magic. Yeah. I don't think you could zoom in that far, but my address was on that thing. Yeah. So, I'm going to build a PC. If you've never built a PC before, it is like Lego. Things just slot together. The hardest part is buying the correct things. And that's not even that hard, because there's a lot of really good communities. Reddit have a build a PC subreddit, and that's really good. In Ireland, there is like a forum site that is kind of the most popular forum site called boards.ie. They have a really good building and upgrading section, and people are generally super helpful. So I bought stuff mainly based on recommendations from people from there. Yeah, so first things first, I got a Ryzen, where is it? A Ryzen 7. So this is an AMD CPU. I got the 3700X. And the 37, we've got autofocus on, which is terrible. Let's fix that. I'm so sorry about the screaming. She's fine. She just is throwing a wobbly. I bet, I don't know if you heard my phone go off, but I bet that was my wife saying sorry or something, but it doesn't matter. Okay, that's a bit better. Yeah, so I got the 3700X. So this was released on like the 7th of July, or maybe it was the 9th of July, or I can't remember. Sometime in July, very recently. So this motherboard is AMD Ryzen Desktop 2000 ready. So when it was built, it was not originally intended for the Ryzen 3000 chips, but AMD processors are meant to work with the same socket or the same type of thing for till 2020 or 2021 or something. So there's a BIOS update for this, and that's the first thing we need to do. But the fun thing about the BIOS update, there is a baby screaming. There definitely is. I'll see. Yeah, I told you, right? I said that message would be from my wife saying, I'm sorry. I'll just there's no problems. And let me know if you need me. Joseph Fallon, what did you say? Sorry, I haven't been keeping up super great with the chat. apart from after hours. Yeah, I don't use boards a lot anymore. I used to use it a lot. I was a moderator of the bargain alerts forum for a while. Big red baby button. Yeah, I enjoyed it. What my big problem with boards now is I don't think it's actually even boards' problem, but I think forums like that, those B bulletin style forums, they just have been surpassed. I think Reddit is a much better like vehicle for conversation where like the cream rises to the top and things like that. So yeah. Okay, so BIOS update for this thing. I need to have a way of seeing the chat and what I'm streaming. BIOS update for this thing. There has been tons of problems with the BIOS update for this thing. And Reddit's only problem is the lack of embedded images. Yeah, I actually use I use it on my phone a huge amount. I use Reddit as fun. The posts are embedded, the like comments with images aren't. But Reddit enhancement suite's meant to be really good on the desktop. Yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, so there's been tons of problems with the BIOS update. Some people, no problems, working fine. Other people, not working at all, and that's zero fun, right? So I don't know which one I'm going to be, because some people who have this motherboard and this processor are getting on fine, and some people who have this motherboard and this processor who have flashed the same BIOS as the other person are not getting on fine. They're not even getting into the like it's not even posting, where it's not even like loading all the hardware. So, and then there's some people who are somewhere in between, where it takes like 30 seconds for it to post. So yeah, that's that's my fine Irish accent. The motherboard. Motherboard. So yeah, I've this already opened. For some reason, like the amount of times Amazon has sent me way too much packaging, and then something like a motherboard, they sent like this sticker on it, and they even put like a Prime Day sticker on the box. I was like, okay, Amazon, thanks. Okay, so it's a bit dark. I'll adjust that now in a second. So this is a motherboard by a crowd called MSI, who like they're a fairly famous kind of PC component manufacturer. It will be running Windows 10. I'm not 100% sure if we'll get to the Windows. Yeah, we probably might. My Windows USB drive and license is coming tomorrow, so I won't actually be licensed to run it, but it'll be fine. Let me fix that. Turn on automatic exposure, then just turn it off again, and hey, it's magically fixed. And now I'll just focus. There we go. So mine is the MSI B450 Tomahawk, and one of the main reasons I got this board is, number one, it was pretty cheap, and number two, it has something called a BIOS flashback. This is how not to do it. So you got AMD and you got a board from Amazon, Facepalm. Why would that be a problem? So this thing has something called BIOS flashback. So I need to find out exactly which USB port it is. It's probably this one. You can load the BIOS onto a USB key, press this button, and without any other hardware attached to it, just the power supply, you can reload a BIOS. So a lot of motherboards you would require a CPU in it that it can already deal with. So the motherboard is from Amazon. The processor is from overclockers.co.uk. The processor just wasn't in stock on Amazon. I'd have no problem buying anything off Amazon. Yeah, their returns are really good. Yeah, so let's see how we get on. I've no idea how this is going to go. I haven't built a PC since the one I'm streaming from, which was 8 years ago. And yeah, let's see. Okay, so we need a power supply. Luckily we have one of those. Just so you know as well, I am not an expert in any of this stuff, so I really would not recommend like taking advice from me. Yeah, I don't hear either child, so Mammy is doing a great job. Yeah, so this power supply is something called modular. So what that means is you can, so that's the inside of the power supply, so it still has the regular power cable on the outside, but what it means is you can plug in only the cables that you need, so that kind of keeps the wiring inside the case a little bit neater. So yeah, so sorry, I know you can probably hear nothing but the crinkly bag, but these AMD chips are meant to be AMD chips are meant to be really good, or at least like their value is meant to be really good. But there's definitely some issues with the BIOSes and stuff like that. Like the PC I'm streaming from is an Intel. I got it. I need to possibly read which end is which. This is probably the one for the PC, but maybe not. I don't know. Oh no, there. So there's. Let's bring us over here. So you can see it's upside down, but there's MB, so presumably it plugs in like that. Yeah, so the PC I have at the moment is an Intel. I built it maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I've had very, very, very little problems with it, so yeah, I can't complain from that regard. But look, give AMD a try, see how it goes. Yeah, okay, so that looks healthy enough anyways, and that looks like it worked okay. So power supply going into the case. So I'm gonna actually get the manual for my motherboard. Because I know you need to plug in that 24-pin cable, but I think you might have to plug in the CPU cable as well, which is up here. But I don't actually know. So let's do a bit of looking. So the feature of doing the USB BIOS is called a BIOS flashback, or at least that's what they're calling it. Updating BIOS 25. page 25 is, oh, there's multiple page 25s. The page 25 I was looking at was in German. Let's see. BIOS flashback update. BIOS with BIOS flashback. Oh, look how bright that is. You're just gonna have to trust me. Connect power supply to CPU power and ATX power 1. Alright, so we have connected to ATX power 1. That's that guy there. You're just gonna have to trust me that that's what that reads, because we'd be all day me trying to focus it properly. And then CPU power 1 is that one up there, so we need to get the cable for that too. Then it says no other components are necessary but the power supply, so I don't need a processor, don't need RAM, don't need anything. Let's take off that, I suppose. Plug the USB flash drive that contains MSI.ROM, so I need to download that, into the BIOS flashback plus port on the rear I/O panel. JNet Reloaded. Why would I just put the processor in? It doesn't work. The window's open, so we're fine. My brother was telling me that that my dad was barbecuing last week, and I don't know if you get hot dogs that are like individually wrapped in plastic. When my dad barbecued the plastic, so hopefully we don't have a repeat of anything like that. Yeah, so that'd be fun. So this side goes into the PSU, CPU, PCIe, CPU, PCIe. I don't know how. Hey Mike, how's it going? Will I be seeing you at the weekend, Mike, on Sunday? They all say CPU, PCIe. All black. Yeah, the case will be black too. The RAM is red. I'm pretty sure there's lights underneath this motherboard that are red too. It's actually kind of hard to buy stuff that isn't RGB. Yeah, I don't know which ones of these to use, or can I just use any of them? But I'll plug it into one for now, and then I'll read the manual. I'll be tracking the entire family. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I have a Seasonic modular PSU CPU cable configuration. Okay, let me screen share plus desk. Excuse me. Whatever, disable cookies. I do not have a Prime Ultra. I have this one. What do I have? The Focus Gold. Yeah, this one here. So at least one CPU connector, one CPU cable, and up to a PCIe. That doesn't help. It doesn't help me at all. What? Yeah. Because that doesn't even look the same as mine. Oh, this one does. Hey, Total Noob. Yeah, they shut down the API, and I tried to do it with a couple of different APIs. One I like fully coded up, but it didn't work, which was a bit of a pain, and I just never got around to finding a replacement for it. So yeah, that's a kind of a dead project at the moment. which cables do I connect? Is that what I need to do? Which cables? There's a YouTube video here. I suppose I could just mute that and watch it. It's not the same as mine though. Motherboard, PCIe. Yeah, so I did that. CPU, PSU. Yeah, where do you plug it? Anywhere? He's talking. Maybe I should listen to him. That'll probably make sense. Can it be edited? Which, the API stuff? How is he still talking for so long? Oh, you don't see me anymore. Does anybody care if you don't see me? Here, there's me. There's no video, or sorry, there's no music here, so I can probably just let you listen to what I'm listening to. Let me know if this is too loud or anything. That's not working, so we don't need to worry about it. Yes. This is another cable that plugs directly into your motherboard. Examine the cable and you'll notice that the connectors are clearly marked CPU and PSU. Yeah, it just says use any of them, so I'm using one of them. That's great, JNet Reloaded. Sure, you do the next stream and we'll all watch. Okay, well, look, doesn't matter. It's done now anyways. Right, so it just says use any of them. So we'll use any of them. And we are. Okay, so desk plus me. We're already using one of them. So now we're plugging into that one. And we're just coming around here. And we slot it in. And there it is. Plugged in. Okay, so now let's lay this down, I guess. Okay, so all I have is the motherboard, and I have the power supply, and that is that. Okay, so let's get the driver. I suppose will be the next test thing. Tomahawk steak. No, B450. No, MSI. I don't want you to know my location. Okay, so BIOS. So V19. So it was released on the 7th. AMD, blah, 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 blah. This BIOS does not support below. Okay, that's fine. So let's download this BIOS. Accept, whatever. Yeah, the GPU was expensive. It was the most expensive single item. I think it was £475. It was by far the most expensive single item. I think the next thing was the processor. I think that was £220. Did this download? I don't see it having downloaded. No. Great. Okay, now it's downloading. Okay, I need a USB drive now. 1 second. I have a USB drive. It is an old Kingston one. It's 8 gigs. Apparently it doesn't work with over 16 gigs, so 8 gigs is pretty good. The file size is only like 10 megs, so the reason I don't recommend the Tomahawk is because a lot of people are having problems with it. That it sometimes, and I could run into this problem very soon. Sometimes it just doesn't boot. So we'll see how we get on. Now MSI like are working on it apparently. So we'll see. Hey Stephen, how's it going? Volume label. So we'll call this I know, BIOS. Okay, so I'm formatting the SD or the card at the moment. FAT32, whatever, it's full capacity. I'm just calling it BIOS, doesn't really matter. Blah 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 blah. Watching Live and Let Die. Am I not all the secret agent you'll need? And screen cap Cura, as you do. Yeah, format complete. Woo. Okay. Presumably there's going to be some instructions in this zip file, but I think I just need to rename it msi.rom or something. There's a text file. I thought I extracted it all, but doesn't seem like it's extracted. Okay, my downloads folder on this PC is ridiculously full, and like if you ever like try sort by date or anything, it just takes it takes so long. Yeah, I must fix that at some stage, or just buy a new PC and not worry about it. Oh yes, YouTube. How to flash the BIOS SOP download. Oh, there's a PDF here. By mFlash. I don't need to use mFlash. Download the BIOS, extract the BIOS, boot your system from USB storage device. Yeah, that's not the thing I want to do. Okay, let's see. Yes, it did extract it. I knew it did. Oh, JNet. I don't think you're understanding. It doesn't work without this BIOS update. The motherboard doesn't have support for the CPU that we'll be installing, and it's recommended that you do this before you install components. So I don't know. Yeah, so it fixes blah 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 blah. It has a release notes, but has no information on how to actually do it. Okay, so let's figure that out. Let's see. MSI USB flashback instructions. There's a bazillion on them on Reddit, so let's just go there, I suppose. MSI gaming. Excuse me. Okay, so MSI Tomahawk. Yeah, so pro tips. Make sure your USB drive, extract the contents of the Tomahawk from the download and rename the extracted file blah 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 to msi.rom. Then place msi.rom in the root directory of your FAT32 formatted drive. Great. Okay, so this guy I need to rename. And I need to call it MSI dot ROM. Ooh, I want to change it. I do. What do I want to do next? How do I know if it works? That's a good question. I know if a light flashes to say that it's like in progress, and then when it stops flashing, that is when you know. But I think it just says like leave it. It should only take a few like seconds. Unplug, blah 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 blah. How to use the flashback button. So this is another YouTube video. I don't think I have sound working anyway, so for you guys, BIOS crashed, blah blah blah. If there's sound, I don't hear it. Download the thing. Put the BIOS into the blah blah blah. Change the BIOS to MSI.ROM. Yeah. Plug in power supply to your motherboard. Jaina, to be honest, you're not really being super helpful. If you don't have anything constructive to say, like, you don't have to stay if you don't want to. I did research this. This is why I know I need to update it. I thought maybe it might be interesting for people to see the entire process. So yeah, see there's a red light flashing. He speeds it up here. BIOS update will take about 5 minutes. And then it stops flashing, and that's when it's finished. So yeah, and then you install all the stuff. So that's where we are with that. What I'm just opening at the moment is the I/O shield of the motherboard. And because it shows on the thing here, that's the BIOS flashback USB. So the one right beside the button is the yeah, we read the manual after we've a problem, and it's not working. Yeah, so okay, let's put some stuff. We already renamed it MSI.ROM, so now I guess we just need to move it across onto our BIOS USB. Guess I'll do that in a new folder. Right. Okay, cool. There's the thing copied across, so we'll take it out. So how does he start it? He does that. Plug in your BIOS. So he doesn't even have any power buttons. Oh, Andy, that's a secret project. It's on its way. Actually, I'm surprised it's not here by now. It's when you get the slow shipping from JLC, it's actually pretty slow. Okay, so I'll plug it in. Okay, that's in. Suppose I better bring power to this power supply. A little bit nervous, because if something blows up now, this will be forever immortalized on the internet. Sure, it's not like it's $2 microcontrollers either. It's you know, buy a lot of Arduinos for this. Alright, so plug in power. I'll flick the switch for the power. So nothing's happening, which we'd expect. Do I see a light there? No. Okay. So do I just press this? I don't see any light flashing. Well, it's doing something. There's some lights happening over on the far side too. Fingers crossed, everybody. Yeah. So, I do not understand why the same hardware with the same BIOSes doesn't work the same for people. It doesn't make any sense to me. See what I'm doing? Yeah, sure do. So that's flashing away there. And look at this. We've got some super cool underlighting. So I actually thought they were red only, but I guess they must be RGB. So, you know, that's cool. Yeah, so I'll get back here. Oh, how are we looking in terms of... Stream has been holding up okay, has it? I can't believe there's 24 people watching me do this crap. Welcome to all of you. Yeah, so this is fun. Some other stuff I can show while we're waiting for this to do. This is my hard drive. It is called an M2 drive. Stream quality is great. The PC is, like, the current PC is giving me one last... look, I'm good. Oh, it's flashing fast. This is called an M2 drive. These are generally accepted to be the fastest, I think. Colin might be able to answer that better than I could. But this just takes up a slot on your motherboard. So say there, see that thing? So this thing will slot straight in there. So that's pretty cool. One of the new things that Ryzen 3000 ones did, it's running Windows 10. It honestly, so let me level with you, right? This PC that I'm after buying, I bought through the funds of my affiliate links since I started my channel. I've never cashed out any affiliate links. Well, I cashed out some Amazon ones. Well, I didn't store them up. They just sent them to me as gift cards. But the main one that I use is AliExpress, and I never cashed it out for 2.5 years. And I cashed it out to buy this PC, and we have, the way tax works in Ireland is if you earn over a certain amount, and it's a pretty low amount, you have to pay 50% tax. So my job covers me for up to 50% tax, like as in anything I earn outside of my job is taxed to 50%. So if I don't like spend that AliExpress money on things for my channel, like it's a cost of doing business, so a PC for streaming and things like that, I would have to pay 50% tax on it. So I thought, well, wouldn't it be better to invest in, you know, the hardware for my channel or whatever? So if I was just spending my own money, like from my job, like coming from the, like my family's budget, basically, I would have just bought more RAM for my current PC. And I think that would have done me. Looks like we're flashed. Red is finished and power supply is after turning off or returning back on there. So it like rebooted there. So that's good. It looks like it worked. So let me just power it off. Yeah, so I as I said, I would have probably would have just bought more RAM for my current PC. RAM was definitely a bottleneck for me. Yeah, it's okay. Like, I don't know. It is a big disincentive for like earning extra money, I guess, the 50%. And I don't think, like, I don't want to get into huge politics or whatever. I don't think our government is super, like, great with money. But overall, I'm not too bothered about the 50% thing. Like, I would prefer that, like, so Ireland has a 2-tier health system, but at the same time, anybody who has a heart attack is going to get looked after. It doesn't matter if they are rich or poor. If they are in immediate need of medical attention, they'll get it, and they won't really be charged anything for it. And I like that. And I think, you know, it's good to have like fallbacks for people who need it too. Like, as in, we have a relatively decent kind of social welfare system. So money isn't a huge motivating factor for me. Would be nice to not have to be charged 50%, but, you know, it doesn't bother me. Yeah, so it's also bracketed for us to up to like 22,000 is free, I think. I think it's generally not taxed up to 20,000 or something. Then between 20 and 34 is 20 something %. And then anything over 34 is 50%. Basically, it's 49 or something. I don't know. Yeah. So, look, we are where we are. Yeah, it's got the lights for Christmas anyways. So, yeah, so that's, you know, that's the story behind this PC. Did I need it? Probably not. But as I mentioned a few times, like, my current PC is 8 years old, so I'm due an upgrade. I probably won't know myself in terms of, like, I don't know, the difference between the two. So, let's see. Yeah, okay. So, I guess the next thing we need to do is start populating this. Enough chat, more build. Oh, can I build you a Christmas tree? I don't think I have any here. My daughter still loves the Christmas trees, and she'll turn them on, like, throughout the house all the time. Hey Rob, how's it going? So I didn't get any custom cooler for this yet. I'm just using the stock one. It's meant to actually be pretty good. So I said I'd just leave it for the moment. I might get a better cooler at some stage, but at the moment I won't bother. Okay, so I don't know, do I need to do anything with those brackets? I presume they're okay. Like the CPU, I guess it just clamps down on them, and then you pull it back up. They look generally the same size. It's about 100. It's about 100 too. Yeah, I'd say that's about the same. Okay, so that looks okay. Yeah, so I can use Linux, but most of the stuff I use for the video, like the software I use for video editing is for Windows. I think there might be a Mac version too, but I also play some games and things from time to time, so rightio. So as far as I know, what I need to do here is there's a little triangle there, and there's a little triangle there, and I need to line them up. Went in okay anyways, so we'll see. Don't think there's anything like on top of the processor or anything. I think that's something that some people do, that they forget to like remove some stickers from the cooler. Mine is pre-applied with thermal paste, so I don't think I need to do anything with that. I do not like this part, so it's going in fine. But it's just the thoughts of if you yeah, people are giving out about Xeon not having anti-static stuff. This is just plastic, and this is like a 220-pound chip. Hey Gavin, how's it going? Yeah, so I might put in the RAM next. So when you're putting, I have 2 sticks of RAM, 16 gigs each to make up 32 gigs. For people who can't add those together. So it has a little indication on the silk screen there. See that? There's a little... Yeah, like everything comes in the wrapping. Like the hard drive is the same. So I don't know. Yeah, so it says to use these ones first. So the second one and the fourth one, to use them first. So I think it runs slower if you don't do that. So putting in RAM is no big deal really. You just separate out the spreaders, or the thing that holds them in place. You slide it down. You just make sure that you have there's kind of like a gap. I suppose I can show you on the other stick of RAM. There's a gap. I don't know if that's right in the middle, so you just make sure that that's in the correct place anyways, and then you just kind of push it down. And it'll kind of snap it into place. The one nearest me is snapped in already. So that's that one in. Maybe I should have just gotten something black to keep this black thing. Looks like you're building something very similar to the one I did at Christmas. It was such a boost since I hadn't bought one for 15 years, and just yeah. Yeah, it was actually kind of funny, like you know, seeing people like replace computers that were like better than the one I was using like every day. Like the one I have is still a capable machine. I'm not 100% sure what I'll do with it though. Like I was just saying to my wife, like if we had the room for her to have a desk set up, this would be the perfect kind of a PC for her. Like, as in it, you know, I definitely would increase the RAM, but like other than that, like it would be perfect for her. In terms of, you know, it's fast. It's got a pretty big SSD in it, and yeah, she has no interest in gaming, so the graphics card in it is old now at this stage. It was expensive enough at the time. but you know. Yeah. There we go. There's 2 sticks of RAM in. Yeah, look at this guy with his wife that games. Or misses that games. I have... hey... Sil? It's gotta be Sil, right? Yeah, isn't your name even Sil J Russell on Twitch? Or Sil J something? So, how's it going? I don't know if I've been talking to you since, but I bought an Ender 3 or 3 Pro since I think I was talking to you last, Sil. So yeah, you can use the old PC to stream video. That seems to work fine. Yeah, that's true. I'm hoping the new one will be very good at streaming video. So like, from a raw games perspective, I think Intel is still slightly better than AMD for most games, because most games don't use all the cores to their full capabilities. But I think for like streaming and like video editing and stuff, the AMDs are really good. So I've never actually installed one of these M2 drives before. I presume they just slot in, but I don't know. How hard could it be? I felt horrible. I guess I need a screw. I don't think it came with a screw. Yeah, very happy with it. I've printed more with the Ender 3 in the first couple of weeks of having it than I printed with my other machine the previous almost 3 years I had it. Stick it in and screw it. Is it just a regular screw? I don't see a screw. The motherboard didn't really come with screws. The Corsair packaging didn't come with screws. Corsair memory. Yeah, most of the memory had most of the memory had RGB on it. Excuse me. What kind of standard PC screws here? Is that what I need? It looks smaller. Screw is usually already in the screw hole. So there is maybe. So there's something in there, but it looks more like a standoff. I don't have a case yet. Fixings do come with it. Maybe I'll just plug it out for the moment. Pop. Like. Yes, I don't really know what this is doing, so like it looks like that is a smaller screw than I have. Like this is a standard like hard drive screw. Like you'd expect that to be the type of screw you'd put in that hole, so it's never going to fit in that hole. So that's weird. Isn't it? I would have thought the motherboard or the M2 drive would come with it. Oh, really? This is the only drive I have for it at the moment. I haven't bought another drive yet. So it's a terabyte. That kind of sucks. It's so floppy without it being screwed down. I wonder, like, what type of screw does it even use? It's an M25. Do I have any M25 machine screws? It's 2x3, so it's an M2 screw. That's even smaller. Maybe if one came with a 3D printer at some stage. I don't think they normally go down that small. Oops. I just found spare nozzles there. Just steal one. Steal one from where? I don't think the motherboard came with any screws, and the NVMe definitely didn't. Which kind of sucks, because it was it was expensive. It was like £150. At least you could have given me a screw. Hot glue. No, motherboard didn't come with it. No, there's none with the motherboard. Off the CPU, we only need 3. The CPU isn't held down by screws. That sucks. Yeah, no, like, it came with 2 SATA cables and a sticker, but that's no screw hardware came with it. Like, an M2 is so small. I have something might work here. So I took apart an old phone at one stage. Maybe I got a returned one or something. It's not in my bag. Anyways. Like, it would make complete sense to me that it should come with one. But it's not in my bag. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry, MSI. You did supply a screw. One M2 screw in a bag that is unfocused. But yeah, you get the point. Forgiveness, please. I didn't check the rubbish, no, but it's tiny. I had to dig through a load of crap to get to it. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so worried about losing the screw now. Okay, we got it out. We're good. Okay. Maybe the screw head is magnetized. I think it is. Look at the production. I was gonna say look at the production quality of this guy. Then I saw a big load of plastic on the screw I was screwing in. I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry for rubbing the camera. Ugh. I could only imagine. No, that looks pretty solid. I guess I've been kind of holding it off, but maybe I'll put in the CPU cooler next. Like, there's nothing that should be a problem. Maybe the fan. Well, I'm not putting in case fans because I don't have a case. I might actually have to get a bit of airflow going on the test bench. I might have to actually blow actual fan on it. Okay, let's get rid of the thing that if I knock, I'll be picking up screws for next year. I must buy myself a set of kind of machine screws in terms of like just a random assortment. No, I actually don't. I have some machine screws, but only down to M3, I think. Where are we? About here. So, people who know more than me, would you reckon that putting on the CPU cooler next would be probably a good idea? I'm kind of concerned that the thermal paste on it will dry out at some stage. CPU fan. Guessing it goes like that. Yeah. Okay. I think we'll just go with the. This thing next, whatever it's called. CPU cooler. I don't think so. Most people recommend that you install the cooler first. And also, I don't have a case now, so. Alright, hey Borgia, I'll see you later. I think some people misunderstood what I was doing on the stream. Or at least that I'm not an expert at this stuff whatsoever. Oh, hold on a second now. Are we going to have a problem? It seems like we might have a problem, do we? No, we're okay. I thought it wasn't fitting down, but I think it will. Come on. I wonder am I just showing up on searches or something? Not an expert. I'm not sure what you were expecting, but I'm sorry I wasn't able to deliver it. Okay. So that's it being pulled up. So I want it loose, being pulled down. So you're not seeing too much. you see that? No, no. Right. Cook up the heat on this one. Right. It's still pretty dark there. And now so it seems to be okay, but I just need to get it to sit down over that little ridge. Come on. There we go. So now I presume I can clamp it into place. Now I presume if you knew what you were doing, like, we'd be well finished by now. I'm not actually too sure what I'm doing with that now. The people have had enough of experts. Oh yeah. I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun. What's this called? It's a Ryzen Wraith cooler install. Mine doesn't look like that. Does it? I don't have screws on mine. Just screw it till it's tight. That sounds like a good idea. I thought it was a Wraith cooler clamp. Here we go. Okay. Let's knock this out. So this is what I'm after doing. My hingey thing was on the other side. Okay, so I do just need to apply a bit of force. My hingey thing has ended up on the other side because my cable is, my CPU fan cable is this side of the hingey thing. Yeah, I don't think it matters either. It'll be fine. Okay, let's go back to desk plus me. Yeah, so just push down. It feels so difficult to push. I just want to make sure that I had it the right way to begin with. No, I didn't. So I think I have it on the clamped way now. So maybe that's why it was so hard to put on. So I'm just back looking at the. Yeah, it's tight. It's not moving anywhere. So can you see that there? Like, it's pointing down now. And if I go back and show you the video, his starting position was it the other way. Oh no, sorry, it's his starting position was okay. Right, so it does need to look upside down by the time it's done. I need to pause that video, it's putting me off. Okay. So just go back to that video again. Oh, we have some frames dropped. buffering. Yeah, I don't know. No, it's not just you. I can see it in OBS. It dropped a load of frames. It should be back now though. So that looks okay to me. Yeah, so apparently this fan is a little bit louder. It's under my desk, so it's not. Yeah. My case does have a window, but again, it's under my desk, so I won't really ever see it. I think I just need to stop being a wuss and do this. It really doesn't feel right though. Like it really feels like I'm pushing too hard to get it to go in. So like there's no movement on it on the up down direction. There is a bit of wiggle, like I can wiggle the entire thing. So it's not fully seated, but at the same time, like it just doesn't feel right in terms of how hard I'm pressing it. I want to go back to this video again and see, like, mine is bending as I'm twisting or pulling it in. So like this part here is bending down. I don't have it upside down, I hope. Like his goes on way easier than mine. Yeah, I don't have any wires pushing it or anything. Nothing. It's the copper blocks, copper pipes getting in the way. No. Oh, maybe it was. Stop tech quickies, I don't want to know. I don't want to know, tech quickies. I don't want to know. Okay. I managed to capture that perfectly on camera. Okay, but it's done. And there's no movement now. Okay, all good. And let's, while we're here, we may as well plug in this CPU fan. Okay, CPU fan installed. Right, so the only thing that's left for me to install is a 500-pound graphics card. I'm not sure how well this will work out in terms of, like, normally the graphics card is being held up by the case. Let's see. For all you complaining about ESD, this one comes in anti-static bubble wrap. and yeah, this is what £500 graphics card looks like apparently. Yeah, so I guess we just drop it in and see how we get on. Oh, this is interesting. I'm gonna need to sit the motherboard up on something because this is sticking down past the motherboard. So I guess I'll stick it up on the motherboard box. Even it'd probably be fine. Just stick it back in its anti-static bubble wrap for now. Yeah. You're dead right, Ian. I probably could have gotten away with a lesser graphics card. Again, it was kind of one of those things where it's just like, look, I had the last computer for so long that I just didn't want anything to be a bottleneck. I'm totally not pushing in this motherboard box with my chest as I try support this CPU cooler. Okay. Maybe to the deep learning stuff. It's something that I'm interested in. Anyone see what I did with the graphics card? I can turn back down this lights again. It's just the far side of the computer the far side of the desk pointing backwards is normally pretty dark, so maybe it's something I'm interested in, and I've often thought, like, even kind of in the maker area, there would be some pretty interesting machine learning kind of opportunities. Ugh. I kind of feel like I have to support this or something. It's generate my own deepfakes. I saw Captain Disillusion reply to you the other day, Bornak. That was pretty nice. I really don't feel like I can leave this graphics card just loose. Yeah, that's the advantages of that, I guess. So PCI Express, I need 2 cables for it into the power supply. Be fine, gov. Yeah, it's funny, like, how things change in price so much. Like, so I mentioned at the start of the. Oh, actually, can I just use one rail if it comes with 2? So the cable comes with 2 heads on it. Maybe, do I have anything I could hold it up with? I'd feel so much better if I did. It should be fine, but it's just there's not a lot of PCB holding up a lot of heatsink and stuff. Like, you should do 2 cables. Okay, I'll do 2 cables. I think that's reasonable. Sorry that I'm moving you and that you're not looking at what I'm doing at all. Should be what I'm really apologizing about. Okay, there's one cable. Just do, oh, you mean 2 separate cables for each 8 pin. Yeah, so like it is sitting flat, but like the you know where it's mounted is here, but a lot of the weight is here, so it's trying to like lean that way. Oh, okay, so I can just plug this second. Yeah, sure, look, I'll try it. It'll either work or it won't work. We'll find out soon enough. I do need to figure some way of not holding this anymore because I need to go get things. Can I build up something? Even that helps actually. Okay. Graphics card is in. This should be everything once I plug in the power supply. Oops. So I'm just going to plug that into another one of the PCI Express slots. Okay. Hot glue. It's so wobbly. I know. Oh, actually, there's a middle of the thing. I should just put my yellow cup of stability in there, right? Oh, it's too small. Little PCB to build up the height. Perfect. That is not perfect at all. I'm actually say anything or do anything. So I got an Elegoo capture card there recently. Yeah, but you see I could bump it. that's a worry. I got an Elegoo capture card recently, so if this works, oh crap, I have to plug in another thing that that could impact on the stability of this graphics card. Okay, so I have a HDMI cable. Plug it into my Elegoo capture card. What's a Trumpy brick? It sounds like something I need. Ugh. Maybe this will be a HDMI cable of stability. Didn't hurt. Didn't hurt. Okay. I need to power this on somehow now as well. So I guess I'll connect. Could be. They're distant cousins. I guess I need to turn it on. Well, like, okay, let's power up the power supply. It's not going to start, right? because I need to tell it, hey, power on. So I'm just looking through the front panel connector. Power switch is the top two up here. I might use female to male cables for them. Would I? Would I bother? Okay. Okay. Okay, can you hear me now? I don't think you could hear me before. Okay. I am actually incredibly nervous. I don't know if I can also add my desk camera. I'll try. Okay. Oh, that's scary. Okay, stuff is spinning. Stuff is spinning. But see this red light here? I think that's an error message. So I think my BIOS isn't working right. Which makes me sad. Okay, so let's take a look at the... So for some people it just like boots into the thing after a while. One of my cameras has gone to sleep. The no signal one at the back. This is the latest BIOS, the one they released like yesterday. I did. I used the BIOS flashback and I updated the BIOS. So desk plus me. Wow, the graphics card fans are quite loud. They pump out some amount of air. So that's interesting. I just want to double check that that red light means what I think it means. I guess that would be like troubleshooting or something. Software. It might also be better if I tried like just a regular HDMI cable rather than using using the capture card. Yeah, I don't see. I don't see what. Okay. Yeah, maybe. I'm pretty sure I'm just running into that issue. Yeah. So let's just power it off. Yeah, so what the story is with this is this motherboard came out before this processor did, but it is meant to support this processor with the BIOS update. But oh yeah, I think I might have to reset it. What's the? Is it just? Do I just pull out the battery? Yeah, what the Reddit link had something about that, didn't it? By not connecting the reset switch, so we didn't have that. Unplug the 24-pin power cable from the motherboard and remove the CMOS battery for about 5 minutes. That seems mental. I don't need to unplug, so just, what do you think? Just remove the... Do you think just remove the CMOS battery? Just press the PSU power button on the back and pull the battery. Yeah, okay, so the PSU is disconnected. Come out. Little CR. Short, which plus and minus? Yeah, I'm looking at something that looks like it probably is just like that is surely the same as just disconnecting the battery, is it? Ah, I get you. Okay, so remove it and then short it using them. Sorry, I know that's terribly focused. Let me just... There we go. Okay, so disconnect the battery. Come on, out, battery. Battery out, oh no. So just touch the jumper, the 2 pins there. Yeah, PSU is off. It's just JBAT1, just touch the 2 of them, will I? Okay. Okay. Any caps should be well drained by now anyways. Okay. So do you think we need to wait, really? Wouldn't think so. Just boot it up. I presume plug back in the battery, right? The flies are coming in, but it's quite warm, so I don't want to close the window. I'm gonna plug back in the battery. Oh, why did I take it out like this? Oh, it's not as straight as when I took it out. Okay. So we still have that red CPU light. Okay, we'll give it a minute. This guy has had a success story. Well, actually, I don't know if it's turned on though, is it? No. Is the flash button being hit, is it? It's a 2070 Super, Thomas. There's moths and everything. Which way should I be? This way. So we have the flashing done. CPU not recognized. Okay, so there was a guy on Reddit. I'm just looking for another male to female jumper wire. I normally have some like just floating around on my desk. Yeah, we're freezing in the winter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the RAM's in the correct slots. It's in slot 2 and 4. Alright, so let's turn this off. So there was a guy on Reddit who said that he reset the thing, then yeah, dropping down to 1 stick might work. So let me just go to sort by top for the last week. How did he fix it? Just give it the finger. Okay, so if you have an MSI motherboard with a Ryzen and hangs when you try to boot, clicking the reset button and then holding the power button down for 2 to 3 seconds may correct the hang and allow you to continue booting. Unplug the reset cable from your motherboard's header panel may also work. Yeah, isn't it like, what's this crap? So Prosper, I think I'm running into an issue with that some people are around the BIOS not working correctly. So like as you can see here, B450 Tomahawk update, and you look at the comments or whatever, blah 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 blah. Like, first of all, we need to know, like, there's loads of people who are running into these issues, so I don't know if I did anything wrong. Like, it's just, I don't know. Let's try reset it and then hold the power button down. Okay, so I guess I need to do it 2, 3. No, still have Right, Patty. Not enough pressure on the CPU. I think the CPU is okay. Maybe the RAM's not sitting in properly. That is a possibility. I'm not sure if it is a take it all apart thing. I'm just using a stock cooler. Hey Chris, how's it going? Oh, I'm looking at top chat, not live chat. Apologies if I've missed stuff. Yeah, the thing looks fine. which I presume I'd plug in 2 first, not 4. So I'll unplug one of these RAMs. It does seem to indicate a CPU issue rather than a RAM issue though. So I think I'm just one of the unlucky ones with who's running into the problem. See you, Maxent. Yeah, like I'm not even sure if this is a AMD versus Intel thing. I think this is just really specific to like these type of boards, and no, it's never booted up. We installed the BIOS, alright, but never booted it up. So I presume you can hear when it's like... Alright, so still the same red light of sadness. Yeah, I think it is an MSI issue. Yeah, I have although it doesn't look that great of a connection, so maybe it is a... I have the 2 CPU, although that doesn't look great, so maybe that is the problem. It doesn't look great, but at the same time it doesn't seem to want to clip in any better, so let me try reset that. Is one meant to be lower than the other? No, they're fairly independent of each other. Ugh. That felt nice, but I think it was just me crushing the cardboard. Yeah, so that's in okay. That's in okay. Suppose same issue, I think. Ugh. Yeah, like... So this is the one that was released yesterday, I think. Maybe I should try one of the other ones. Yeah, like it's under the CPU cooler now, so I haven't checked, but like it went in fine. I had the triangles. It does have other indicators. It has an indicator for boot, VGA, DIMM, and CPU. And it's the CPU one that's lighting up. So that would make me think it is the CPU. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the processor went in okay. It seemed to go fine. Yeah, I think trying the install the BIOS before yesterday might be worth giving a go. Like I lined up the triangle and it went in as smooth as I've ever put in a CPU. so let's rename this MSI-ROM. Yes, I want to change it. Where did I put that USB stick? It was a USB stick, but it did appear to take okay, like as in it did exactly what it was meant to do in terms of. I'll just delete this one, I suppose. Like it flashed and then it stopped flashing and everything was fine. So the one I installed was the V19 BIOS. That was, it says the release date was like the 10th or something, but it definitely only released yesterday. Although maybe, yeah, you see this one. Oh well, this is 191 actually. This is a Google Drive. This could be different. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. I don't know, do I have 7-zip installed? I think I do. Yeah, I do. Let me just take this off screen because there's stuff that you shouldn't see in my downloads folder. B450 Tomahawk. MSI.ROM. So this is the one from the Reddit post now. So it's, what was it? 19. Okay, that's that. Replace this file. No, it's good to throw out suggestions. Like, if you ever, hey, other Lone Star, how's it going? If you ever, like, if I ever shoot down a suggestion, I don't mean for you to not throw them out or anything. Like, you never know what will trigger something in somebody's head, so feel free to throw, once it's constructive, feel free to throw suggestions at me. Let me just try the BIOS, and then if that doesn't work, I will attempt the graphics card. Yeah. There is no way there's anything nefarious going on with this BIOS. Like, it says to plug out everything, but I don't understand how that would help. So I'm just gonna go for the yeah, I don't think Greg would take it that way anyways, but it's just more in general. Greg is Digicool Things, or other way around. Digicool Things is Greg. It took a while for this red light to start flashing the last time, didn't it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so like I mentioned a couple of times, so I updated the BIOS before I did anything. Yeah, this is beta 1. Yeah, it's kind of funny though. There's not enough RAM, or there's not enough memory or something. There's not enough flash on these boards to be able to fit everything they need into it. So the chances of somebody getting something that works and is doing something nefarious is pretty is pretty bad. So that's unless there's a different button I can't see, that button is the BIOS flashback button. So I guess maybe if it doesn't have USB. So this is a specific feature. This is not on most boards, and this was one of the reasons why I bought the B450. Or sorry, the B450 Tomahawk, because it had this. So I knew I should, like, if there was a valid BIOS for this, this would be a valid way of updating it. Yeah, this one does not. This has 16. So like, this is still flashing away there, but can I just show the desk too so we can see it flashing? Like this exists now. Tomahawk Max. Like they're struggling so much, they're bringing out a Max version, and it's literally just a 32 megabit flash. I think is the only difference between the board I have and that. But like one of the really worrying things about this whole experience is this line here. What is it? Blah 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 blah. Our BIOS team, blah 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 blah. Right. Here, so far from our testing, we are able to boot fine with this version, though the same could be said for the previous one. Using an AMD Ryzen 5 3600, but your mileage may vary. This is definitely not the final version, so any feedback is greatly appreciated. So they cannot reproduce this issue, which is interesting. Like, and again, brings me back to what the hell is happening? So we're dogging on MSI, right? If we go to Reddit, AMD, did I type that in? I did. So we're still on top, are we? So, like, here's... Oh, I somehow clicked into that one. Like, there is... A lot of the motherboard manufacturers are having the same problem. So, like, that post that we were just looking at there was people complaining that Asus weren't updating their motherboards. I don't think I did. Maybe if I leave my tongue out like this. Okay, so it restarted. Still has that CPU red light on. So let me stop flashing anyway. So it must be finished. Let's take that out. So I'll flick that off. We'll pop out the CMOS. Yeah, I presume the BIOS chip is an SMD one now at this stage. Come on, pop. There we go. Take out the battery. Bridge these pins. See you, Quan. Ah, sure, look, if it works, it works. Where are we going now? One, two, three. Oh, I managed to turn it back off again. 1, 2, 3. CPU red light is still on. Oh. Dang. No. I suppose taking out the graphics card is probably the next logical step. How am I meant to push in that pin? Okay, let's go back to disk plus me. Okay, let's delicately plug out this load-bearing HDMI cable. It's so wobbly. It's so hard to get my stubby hand in there. So I'm trying to push the PCI retention tab down. That actually looks like it's kind of reinforced or something. It's metal compared to plastic. Back in your bag. So you're one of the most expensive things in this room. Yeah. So remove the don't think it's gonna make a difference, if I'm being honest, but we'll see. Oh yes, I've turned off the power supply. So much quieter, red light's still on. Yeah. It's so much quieter without that GPU in, but that the red light continues to be on. Maybe I will I'm not sure if the I don't think that the 3700 has an APU. Yeah. Alright, so onboard isn't going to do anything, right? Because, like it says on the box, use with a discrete graphics card. Discrete graphics card required. Another thing I might do is I might stop plugging it into the Elegoo and just plug it into my monitor. Yes, where is my HDMI? Around. Like, the other thing as well is that, you know, if this doesn't work out, like I can send this back to Amazon for sure, because like my processor is listed as a supported processor of this motherboard, so you know, if it doesn't work, then what can I do? Like I really don't have much sit in here at the moment. I've RAM and a CPU and a graphic and a hard drive, an M2 drive. It's possible that it doesn't like my RAM. Well, I'd definitely look at a different motherboard. Anyways. So we think we need to put back in the. I'll reset the Corsair while I'm here. But yeah, I think we need to put back in the graphics card. Anyways, I don't think there's any point not having it in. So what's going on here? No extra power sockets on the board, just fan sockets. I have the 24 pin and the CPU power. Still just doesn't look great, the connection to the CPU power, but like it's in. It's hooked on. Yeah, I have it in A2 and B2. Leave out the M2 as well. Okay. So I have it in A2 and B2. They're SATA. They're SATA, and they're just like USB headers and stuff like that. It's made of the finest quality cardboard. And hey Pedro, how's it going? I don't have a case yet. It's due on Tuesday, but I think more pressing than not having a case, I don't seem to have a working motherboard and CPU combination. It just looks a bit crooked or something. Like, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know. Like, it's in, okay. It's just not, like, perfectly straight across. I don't know if that makes sense. I think it works better with two. I don't think it requires it. But I now have two. Oh, sorry, the ring. I thought you said rig. My ring is made of tungsten. I bought it off Etsy in America. I think it was personalized something or other. Personalized Gifts was the seller. You can buy the same thing off AliExpress. And I did, but that's my spare one. In case I ever lose my one, I'll have a spare and my wife will never know. I was more curious, like, what it would turn out like, to be honest. And it was the exact same. Cannot be unmade. They say that's one thing about. I did take out the one in B2, Mike. It didn't help. They say it can't be cut off. It's like a really strong material. And they say it can't be cut off, so you don't want to get too fat. So the SSD is out. So I just have RAM, power, graphics card, and CPU. I don't have power to the graphics card at the moment though, so I need to do that. Come out. It's very gingerly. Plug this in. Sat in fine. Sat in fine. Oh yes, I need to change the source of my HDMI. I did that. I had that. No, I didn't have it at the same time as. I think that should be. Well, actually, no. I can. It's the LEGO. Yeah, it's not powered on yet. Yeah, I can plug it into the LEGO because I have HDMI pass-through on the LEGO. I'll just change the channel of the LEGO to be, or the monitor to be the HDMI pass-through of the LEGO. Okay, let's power this bad boy on. CPU red light is still on. I am not seeing anything on the monitor. No signal. $342 34,000. Well, sorry, it's 3,422 degrees. Holy shit. That's a lot. That one problem I had. I can definitely change out the HDMI cable. I don't think that's it, because I think we're having the same problem, like as in we have that like CPU red light issue. Yeah, so I've changed out the HDMI cable there, so let me just power that off. It would certainly hurt. Why did that turn on automatically? Still a red light. My tabs are going crazy. I got a new HDMI splitter recently, and it's good, and it has this kind of nice feature where it like the most recent thing to power up shows up. Change the LED, just desolder the LED. If I wait for 15 minutes just on... So as I quickly turn on and off the PSU, so it's off now, on. Have the red light. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess I'll just have to either wait for a BIOS update while it's still running. Do the on and off PSU. Okay. Off. On. It actually just came straight back on. What is the first LED that turns on to the left of the CPU one? Oh, we've got a dim light on now. That's different. Now we have the CPU one. The CPU. Okay, so one time we got a dim LED on. Yeah, so I'll swap out the sticks. Actually, let me try it with just one in A2. Presumably that's A2. I'm sorry, I keep losing the chat. Well, I had tried only one dim electro ash. So if the CPU error light again. It's weird how it turns on automatically. This can't be healthy for gamers. So it's been CPU every time. Try no RAM. I don't know, the spec of the RAM is often used. I don't know if ballistics by Micron is often used. Like it's DDR4 3200 is the timing 16 on it, or easy debug LED. Okay, so here now I have no RAM in it. And I'm still getting a CPU error. So, yeah, CPU or I still have the CPU or even with no sticks of RAM. I don't know what we did to get the dim error the last time. But we got it. I'm definitely plugging out that HDMI cable. This is driving me bananas. Okay, so I can't remember which one was which. I presume it was this one. I'll try a different stick of RAM in A2. As we are affectionately calling it. CPU were... Oh. 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 Oh, oh, oh. Something happened there. It definitely changed. The CPU light is on again, but the lights are now red. So like the graphics card's fans died down. Like as in they weren't running at 100% and some lights changed. Like as in those base lights have been white up till now, and now they're red. So something changed, but I don't see anything on screen. Or I don't see. Well, we don't see anything on the capture card, anyways. And I don't see anything on screen. But I guess what should I see? No hard drive found. Probably. Let me just try resetting it. It's stuck on red now. Nope, still sitting there. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to call it a day, right? Does it shut down as you have to saw, or do you have to hold it down? Does it shut down as soon as you press the soft power button? No, it doesn't. So like, my power button is this at the moment, but like I have to hold it down to kill it. I have to smother it. This is my power button. I can unplug it if we want, but it's just a wire. Hold down the power off, then yeah, definite CPU RAM power issue. You have to imagine it's not the power supply, because the power supply is like well regarded. Yep, that's a mighty fine power button I have there. Yeah, like people just I guess I'm just one of the unlucky ones with this processor or whatever. So like one time it looked like it might have posted, and that was it. So I think I'm just one of the unlucky ones. I'll probably return the motherboard to Amazon, I would think. Maybe, like, as in, it'll probably get fixed with a BIOS update, but it's a Seasonic Focus Gold 750 watts. Try flashing. Yeah, I can try flash the BIOS again. Doesn't bother me to try flash it. I didn't see Electron Ash. I didn't have it. I didn't have it on anything. They should have updated it. Like, as in, if you go to their website, it's listed as like supported CPUs for this board is 3700 and 3800X. So just turn it off for a second. Yeah, I'll reset the BIOS after flashing this time. I could use a different memory stick, but I don't know. That memory stick has served me well, so I don't think it's that. So there it is, flashing there. I will just point to the, like, tons of threads on Reddit and stuff saying, like, hey, it's not working. Here is tons of other people who are having the same problem. They say it's a supported board and it's not working for me. So do with it what you will. You see, that's like, I bought it from Amazon. So like, Amazon normally have a pretty good returns policy. That's okay, HMX. Sad about it, but like, I guess with the case not being here till Tuesday too, I can kind of decide what I want to do over the weekend. Like, I could... Is that specifically for this Tomahawk board, Electron Ash? Because most of the B450 motherboards doesn't have this USB flashing feature. Yeah, here's an entire stream. Just ignore the yellow cup of stability. Yeah, I've never had a problem with Amazon returns once something was in date or whatever. Yeah, like, I don't have a Ryzen MSI B450 Tommyknockers. I think you're autocorrect. It's Saturday. Ugh, I nearly would. The USB, does it give an audible? No. It just stops flashing. Tommyknockers. That's okay. It just says it's like it stopped flashing when it's finished. Is that what it says in the user guide? That's okay. Update the BIOS flashback. After flashing, so yeah, the LED next to the flashback button will start flashing. After flashing BIOS process is 100% complete, the LED would be off simultaneously. I don't know what that means. Off simultaneously? Simultaneously is what? That the BIOS is 100% complete? That's a weird way of wording that. But anyways, I would think. Yeah, put it in A2 or... I have had to update my BIOS with a USB and press the button on box back. That has to be the button that we're using here. So that also happens when it restarts. So that's it finished. So let's... I don't know, does it need time to initialize? Its CPU light is on at the moment, but let's clear the CMOS. I still have work tomorrow too. So I definitely will be finishing up soon. No, it's on Saturday. Work is overrated. True. Yeah, I think it is too. I just... What else? It has to be. Yeah. Hey, work, I didn't come into the... Look, I was building a new computer and it wasn't working, so... I had to fix it. Well, we've got a white we've got white LEDs, but we still have that red CPU light. I'm a software developer. Like, I feel like some of these posts are all like absolute hearsay. Like, hey, it worked when I stood on my head and danced or whatever. Yeah. Like, I was on a thing here. So this guy here. I'm having major issues with the Tomahawk. My only piece of advice is leave it for a good while and it may eventually post. Mine takes the guts of 5 minutes. Yeah, fix motherboards. Yeah, I don't even have Molex power plugged in. So this guy has talked about it in another place. Hey Graham, how's it going? We're not having a great time here at the moment, Graham. Let's see. So, like this guy, got my package, now it's blah 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 blah. Oh, here we go. Same janky boot process, not sure it's done much. They've added RAID back in. This guy is definitely... $20 seconds. I probably didn't short it for 20 seconds, so let's do that. I'm actually going to use an actual jumper pin too. It's a Seasonic Prime Rib. Seasonic Focus Gold 750 watt. Right, so here is blah 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 blah. There's JBat. There he is, jumpered. He's going nowhere now. Yeah, I don't know where he described it, but he definitely... It's a long post times. Has it been 20 seconds? It must be 20 seconds at this stage, right? Still red. Okay, I guess just leave it on. This guy says it takes 5 minutes for it to boot. Yes, am I not meant to? Yeah, we hate red LEDs. We could swap it out for a pink one. Looks 0603. Have a few... I don't have any pink ones. Yeah, mains was off. Yep. Yeah, there's somebody likes Shamrock Rovers here. It seems pretty big for a signature, actually, wherever he is. This guy. Sugarman. Does it? It's one of the jumper headers serial, is it? I see it has a RGB connector though. Definitely make use of that. JCOM 1. Nice. That is something I will never use. Yeah. It's there. Still red LED. Sure, must be nearly 5 minutes at this stage. That's JCOM 1. Man, that thing is so... Yeah, it mightn't be populated alright, because it has traces going to the thing above it here. That thing above it looks like it should have components in it. Yes, I think so. Yeah, the CPU fan is plugged into CPU fan 1. But I guess like it doesn't necessarily even need to have a CPU fan, right? Like there's some passive coolers, right? Has it been 5 minutes yet? It must be 5 minutes. Might as well type out to these guys. At least we have RGB fan. That's right, Andy. I think I might call it a day too. It sucks. But what can you do? Maybe MSI will fix it. Or maybe I'll just buy a new motherboard. Right, thanks everyone for joining. We'll finish up there. Completely. I did freshly format it to F32, but I guess I could try a different stick. But I think I'm gonna finish up anyways, because it's time for me to go to bed. Yeah. Right, I will finish the stream up, and I will talk to you again. Might do another one at some stage when we have things working. But yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot. I'll catch you next time.